Good evening. What's going on, boys?
Hello.
Howdy.
Everybody's here. That's good. Lucas, what's
We
happening,
are.
man?
It's going well. It's going well. Just sitting here
Yeah,
with my water.
average night. What about you, Bailey? What are you up to?
Oh, I'm just staring at candy.
Candy.
Candy. I got some Reese's Pieces here on the side.
Did you do a little?
Okay.
You do a little trick or treating yourself, or did the kiddies not come to the door?
No, I went and got candy to give out to kids, but I just didn't give them out to kids. So I got a
You
full
hoarded
candy.
them.
The
Yeah,
tr-
You hoarded
the
them.
true adult move right there.
The full
exactly.
bars or little pieces?
Oh, little pieces. I'm not rich.
He's not rich. He's just classy.
Yes.
He's got good taste. But what's
Yes, he does.
But what's happening? I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to get this podcast started. It's nice to
That's-
finally get this project on the road. Little bit of a delay, but that's okay for SRA.
They do say
Oh.
that the best things come to those who wait.
And the
Do they?
wise words of Lucas. Who better to start off? Tell me about you.
About me?
Yeah. Tell me
just-
about yourself. I don't know much
just
about
the
you, man.
Just the average lawyer turned sim racer, because too much reading.
Fair enough.
That's about it. That's about it.
You're racing
yeah,
in
the-
SRA this season?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Made it to D2.
Nice.
Life is great, and I believe the rest of you guys are in D2 too.
Yeah.
as
We
well.
are. Yeah.
Should
We're
call
just a
it-
step higher than you. We're a little better.
Hmm.
I mean, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, we were all thinking it.
Oh, yeah.
What are you driving this season, Lucas?
Undecided at the moment, Honda, but we may be having a falling out with one another, and possibly the McLaren. So we'll see. This weekend, we'll decide that.
Well, you only got a few more days till the season starts, eh?
It's fine. I get to take my time. It's okay.
All right. Bailey, what about you, man? I think this is the first time I've actually talked to you.
We've been in a couple of chats before. We haven't had a conversation, but yeah, I'll be also racing this season. So me and my teammate Taylor Molyneux will be in the Lambo. So
Oh.
yeah, so it's gonna be a long one, shall I say?
Is this your first time driving the Lambo?
In this like extended period of time, it will be. I've done just practicing with it just to see which cars I like, because I've only been into ACC for I don't know 4 or 5 months now.
Oh wow.
Same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that with the skill that you guys got. I thought at least a year under your belt.
Oh no, I don't even have half a year.
Oh,
Nope.
Oh.
Wait, when did you start, Bailey?
Start what? ACC or sim racing?
I guess both.
Both. ACC probably. I think it was the second race of season 3.
Wow.
I
That's
think.
not too long ago.
No, it's not. But
So,
what got me into sim racing was actually I did a lot of F1,
Oh yeah.
Formula 1 racing. So I've been doing that since like F1 2019. So that's kind of I have a driving background, shall we say?
Oh,
There you
very
go.
nice.
You're like
Yeah.
everybody coming into F1 from all these odd feeder series.
Exactly.
But I guess I should say that I'm also sticking it out in D2. Thankfully, that step above Lucas. It's going to be nice to lap him and give him a
God,
little
yes.
wave as we go by.
God damn it.
Happy to be back in the Aston. But I've got
Your championship winning car.
a little bit of a different livery this season. I don't have a teammate yet. Austin, come to the conglomerate. The Dadmans aren't that cool.
Oh, that's the
Anywho, but yeah, the Aston's been my car for like, I don't know, 3 years on ACC, and then at least another year or 2 on GT Sport. So that about
Ooh, I
rounds
never
out
played
my
GT
sim
Sport.
racing repertoire. But
A little bit of everything with us.
yeah,
A little bit of
It's-
mix.
it'll be nice to get another season going. These splits look really tight.
for sure.
It's scary.
Yeah,
It's so scary. I'm
They're-
terrified.
You look at the grid, and for example, D2. Like you look at gold, you look at silver. We shit talk Lucas being in a silver, but you can almost take away that designation. Everybody's going to be right there
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah.
I
So
think
it's gonna be close. I think. I mean, like in qualifying, we'll probably have like a gold and a silver, potentially like top two. You never
Mhm.
know. It's that close. It's just like if you did your hot stint and you were in the top, what would they say, 15 for gold, 25 for gold drivers,
I think it's
Uh,
20.
for gold, yeah, 20. 20 of
20.
your
Yeah,
division.
like if you were outside of that top 20, like you could have missed it by 0.001.
Yeah.
You still have a chance at winning races. So
Yeah, I think the last time that I looked at the Paul Ricard leaderboard after everyone was placed, like at most, I think the gap per division is like 2 seconds from
yeah, that's
the
insane.
fastest to the slowest.
That leaves
And
almost
it's
no room for error in a race.
No.
no. So and pit stops are definitely going to be a huge factor,
For
even
sure.
bigger than they used to be.
Definitely. And I guess it's interesting you bring up pit stops, because there is a little Easter egg hiding in the rules of the website on something that hasn't been officially announced yet.
I did see this as well.
I did not. Okay, this is news to me.
And this regards race number 1. We're going to be trialing a 40-minute pit window.
Hmm.
So
So
contrary
I'm
to our
just
normal 10 minutes in the middle of the race where everybody's differing by a lap or two, I still think nobody's going to take tires, but it's going to leave the options of when you can get in and out of traffic and things like that.
Mhm.
Like, I think there's going to be a lot of people who jump on early pit stops to get out of traffic and hot lap on fresh tires.
Yeah. Could see myself being one of those. I personally struggle in any game with qualifying, so my qualifying position never really shows like where my actual speed is. So with that, say I start 25th or something like that, when I actually have like the 6th fastest speed, I'm going in as soon as I can if that's the case.
Yeah.
Just get into that fresh track.
That's a interesting change. So I'm assuming it opens up 20 minutes into the race then.
That would be the case, yeah. Or
Which
10 minutes into the race.
I was gonna say 10 minutes,
10?
yeah.
Oh,
10 and 10 in and
10 on
end
each
10
side.
minutes before the race ends.
oh wow. Okay, math. But I mean, I think it's an interesting change because then that means, usually lap 1 incidents, people go just teleport straight to the pits, regardless of damage most of the time, or go right into it because the pit you need to go in 25 minutes into the race. That might change some people's thinking.
Yep.
Where if you get hit lap 1, you might just you know uh
Tough it out for a little bit.
yeah, tough it out for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's going to leave a
Although
lot into
sometimes,
people's hands.
yeah, some
Yeah.
damage sometimes is too hard to drive with, in
No,
my
for
opinion.
sure.
But yeah, I mean, if you definitely got the minor damage or even the medium damage, just stick it out because it might actually pay out in the end. So
So
Exactly.
you really think before I thinking too much right now.
That is only for round 1 right now. It's not going to
yes,
be
Okay.
across the whole
it's a
season.
test
But
run.
Got
yeah,
it's a
it's a little
test.
test run.
So you think people would so there's 2 possible strats that I could possibly see happening. The first one is half fuel.
Hmm.
You start with half fuel and you hope to build up a gap, and then by the time you come out and you get back and you refill again and you keep going, or tires. But I have a feeling that half fuel might become the new meta if this goes past uh race 1.
I feel I've said this before. I don't know if it's going to change with this pit window opening. I think the it's an hour race sounds a long time, but it's in the grand schemes of things, I don't
It's
think it
not.
personally is.
Mm-mm.
So you really have to be like a step above everybody to actually gain the 10, 13 seconds, however long it takes to fill up half your tank.
But then that also goes into the conversation with the tires, because then the tires is let's say you don't have any damage, you do the 1 liter with tires, that's 30 seconds. Where compared to like maybe half that just to fill up half your tank.
Yeah. I think in the terms of going for a race win, I'm not sure tires and or half fuel is like the right move. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, this is a new.
We're gonna see a whole bunch of experimentation in that first race,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be
it opens
literally
up.
who picked the right one.
It
Yeah.
opens up a lot of scenarios.
Yeah, but I agree. Like, an hour is not that long of a race. I personally enjoy the multi-class races, the Friday night at an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That leaves such an opening to, like, tires actually can't come into play.
yep.
We were racing Imola, and I pitted for tires, and there was a lot of people who didn't, and in that last like 20 minutes of the race, it was 2 to 3 seconds a lap difference.
Yeah, eating them alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
If I remember correctly, the GT World Championship, they require tires, right? They do, like.
I believe so. But don't they also require a driver swap?
Correct, but that's also an hour. It would. I've thought about that. What would happen if they started mandating a tire swap here at SRA?
I don't really feel that would. I mean, it would, in the sense of who can be most effective at warming their tires up. But
Yeah, I
other
was
than
gonna
those
say then
first
the
two
undercut
laps,
really comes into play.
actually, maybe that would be spicy.
Ooh, let's not give them any ideas.
Yeah, one thing at a time here.
Yeah,
Put it on the back burner for season 7.
yeah, 7.
Yeah, literally.
Dude.
Buddy, we're thinking way down the line. We're on that hashtag grind set.
Hashtag grind set.
Yeah,
Love
we
it.
are.
Speaking of grind set, the season 5 track 1. What are we thinking?
Suzuka. I call that place my second home for a reason.
Oh boy,
Interesting.
That's all I'm gonna
that's
say.
not good to hear. That's not good to hear from us, for us, shall I say.
So Josh Damiani winning is what we're
Nah.
It sounds like it.
I have, out of any individual track, I probably have double the hours on Suzuka compared to my second. But
That's concerning. I wish I didn't know that.
hey, man, I could practice all I want and be slow the whole time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
True. It is. It's a fun track. I did it for the first time for the endurance race that SRA held, but a while back. But that one I was in a
8
different
hours
car.
of Suzuka.
Yeah,
that
the 8 hours of Suzuka, where it was supposed to rain at some point.
It never did
Phantom
it?
rain.
Nope.
Yeah.
It didn't rain.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually didn't race that one, but I was in the comms booth for like 2
really?
hours. Yeah, and then I was with my team that was racing as well, just kind of cheering them on. So
It was fun, but yeah, no rain. But it's a fun track.
it is.
It's a
I've
fun
only
track.
done it in the wet, so I need to get on that grind set. Hashtag grind set.
Hashtag grind.
The wet is a whole different beast at Suzuka. Like,
Yeah.
when we had the race this season at wet,
Mm-hmm.
I had never driven it in the wet, and I was not prepared. And it was terrifying. I came back to the dry, and I had no confidence to take the amount of speed I should be. It's
I'm
a
in the
wild
same
amount of
boat.
pace difference.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It feels weird.
Definitely. Like, I want to say who can adapt the fastest, but people have been practicing like crazy. Right
Yeah,
after we revealed it, we had 2 races back to back. Full.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of fun.
But yeah, I have looked at the practice servers, and there's people getting after it already.
Oh,
So
for sure. People want to
so
have a
see-
good showing.
Exactly. So, yep. Next week, November 8th, catch our first week of season 5.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
Tuesday night is going to be Division 1, 4, and 6. And 1 and 4 will be broadcasted. Hopefully down the line we can get enough hands on deck to stream all 6 divisions, but we're only going to be able to stream the top 4. That being said, 2, 3, and 6 are on Wednesday. 1, 4,
5.
and 5. 2,
Was it
3, 4.
2, 3, and 6? I thought it was
Is
2,
it?
3, 5.
He's Snake. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Speaking of Dahi, congratulations, sir. He's just become a
Yes,
Dahi.
father over the
congratulations.
weekend or coming up to the weekend.
Yep, Daddy Dahi.
The Discord did
Well-
not burn down during your absence, but it was pretty close. Everyone's like, why isn't the hot stint working? How do you fix this? Dahi knows how. How do you fix
There's
this?
a lot of
Dahi knows.
Dahi things that just weren't getting fulfilled while Dahi was gone.
Yeah. There's going to be some slaps on the wrist going around this weekend.
There
Mm.
is. Yes.
Something that before we move on, something I just remembered was that they changed qualifying too, didn't they?
That is right.
Yes, we totally forgot about that.
Dropped it down to 20 minutes instead of the normal 30. Still splitting it gold and silver, but like, that's going to be so tough.
What do you think of that?
I'm honestly for it because I don't. Do you guys really have a qualifying strategy
Not
all?
really. I just kind of
Do
fuel
you
up
go
and go out.
for the full thing?
Yeah.
Okay, because I myself have found that going half and half, the second half, I really find the pace, just because it's
That's
fresher tires, less fuel, better track.
yeah. That's
So
Bailey, I'm in the same train of thought, to be honest. I saw that announcement. I was like, I tend to put down my best qualifying the last 5 minutes of the
yes,
session.
yes. So I don't know if half and half's gonna work because it's gonna be like a lap or two, depending on the track. So I mean, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it yet, but
Yeah, like
qualifying will be different,
on
significantly different.
average, you're losing 2 to 3 laps,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
which
know.
hurts.
I didn't really think about it too much. I was just thinking about the whole like I'm only really going to get one shot at this. There's no real opportunity for banker laps anymore.
yeah.
You just
Well, I
got to
mean, there
punch out the
is.
gate. You got to hope you have enough time to get the laps in
Yeah.
if we're still splitting.
Yeah.
Well, especially with. Well, I mean, it's going to be a lot more tougher for the silver guys just because there's going to be so many more. That first out lap is going to be crucial, but it's I mean it's going to be tough. So
Well,
that
yeah.
out or not the banker lap, you're going to really want to try and ramp up those tires, whether you're going for a banker, you're going for a quick lap.
A big issue that I potentially might see happening is that how people try to get that 5-second gap.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you're eating into that time
Yep.
that you have. So now people might not try to get that 5-second gap anymore. Maybe do like 2 or 3.
Well, and I think you're safer to do the 2 and 3 with the gap, like the speed gaps being so close this season.
Oh, true. Yeah, I am
So-
coming from the lower divisions, so
Yeah.
so
Yes,
some things
it's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Where you yourself had to give 7 to 10 seconds, to whereas now you're gonna only really need 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Just in case. Plus, I have noticed, Josh, I'm pretty sure it was the same up in D1, that if the car in front of you sees you're coming in quick, I would say about 95% of the time will get out of your way.
Oh yeah.
Do they?
If there's room, they
Yeah.
just move. If they're
Yep.
like I'm blue,
Yep. Even if they're not blue, I've come across a couple guys that would just move because they've seen me that have made up a 3 to 4 second gap on them.
Yeah.
My mind, not my mind. My mouth is wide open, gasping.
Yeah, it's different up here. It's different up here. I'll tell you that.
a lot more respect because they know. Go
Yep.
ahead, do it. Don't bottle the
Yeah.
next corner when you get past me.
Yeah. We're not trying to put down the lower divisions. It's just
No, not at all.
it's just different.
Every division has its different quirks. For some reason, the higher end divisions seem to have bigger crashes. So
That is
like,
true.
you know what I mean? Like
That is
the
true.
duality of SRA is wild.
I don't know if I think Division 1 had the most biggest accidents.
Most biggest.
Yeah. Like there was a lot of like little ones and like cuz I was on commentating for Division 4 obviously.
Mhm.
So Division 4 I felt was mostly clean through turn 1 on most tracks. There might have been one or two.
I think if I remember correctly, only Kyalami in the wet and Watkins were like really bad.
And
Yeah,
those are tough turn ones.
And
they
I
are.
Big groups.
yeah, and I think after that was fine. Like I don't think the rest of the races had lap one instances.
Mm-mm. But then just looking at the penalties that get released, what is it, like 2 days after the race? There wasn't like super major penalties given out.
No, there's a lot of like genuine accidents.
Yes.
Like there's that much respect given that it's never really like I'm diving down the inside and now I've managed to spin out 3 cars and everybody behind me is in a collision.
One I can speak from example for this, the Coda race. Myself qualified third, and then I having the accident in the front of the pack will, I mean, rainbow into a massive pile up behind you, and then that's when it kind of gets nasty. So
Did you pull a George Russell?
I might have. I might have.
He turned across me.
Yeah, I would compare it to the Carlos Sainz George Russell incident, but
Mm.
I was the one that got spun, and I was parked on the apex backwards.
Oh, that's a spot.
Yeah. So
Game.
there was about 14 cars that hit me going through that corner.
Yikes.
That's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on F1 though, how boring was that race?
It's pretty boring.
Most boring race of the season.
That's the first
Potentially-
one I've fallen asleep during.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I missed Daniel rear-ending Yuki, and then I missed like
It wasn't really rear ending.
that's what I mean. Like I haven't even bothered to go back and watch the video,
Yeah.
but like
I was yeah.
Daniel, though, after that, I don't know if you did see, he got a 10-second penalty for
I
it.
did see that and him go on an absolute charge.
Oh my gosh. They should just give him a penalty at every start of the race. Every
For real.
race. I mean, the last 2 races he's got, it looks like, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, Haas need to make up their mind still.
But that's between Schumacher and Magnussen.
Well,
No.
Magnussen's staying on board.
I don't think Hulkenberg's actually
No,
coming.
Hulkenberg.
Yeah,
Sorry, my bad.
Hulkenberg.
Didn't Hulkenberg just sign an extension with Aston Martin as their test driver and stuff?
That was Stoffel Van Dorn, I believe.
That was their
Right, but I mean like a year or two ago, I thought he signed like a multi-year deal.
well, if it was 2 years ago, technically that's multi-year.
I
Okay,
can't
Mr.
remember.
Lawyer, with your lawyer speak.
I just know
But
that Aston Martin does have Stoffel Van Dorn now, and they have Felipe Drugovich that they just signed as well.
yeah.
Okay.
So maybe he is going then. They're preparing for him to walk away.
Potentially. But what are they waiting for is the question.
Money.
I don't know. He wants to
Maybe.
drive that Aston Martin Valkyrie a few more times.
It
It looks like a treat.
I was going to
Looks
say
like
it's very wild from the videos I've seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
No, that race it was bad. Because I have dual monitors, so when the race happened, football was still happening.
Mm.
And after like 10 minutes, this was the first time I just like closed and put up the second football game that was happening at that time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
I
was
just minimized it.
Max I didn't think Max was actually going to hold on to it.
He didn't.
No, because he pit so early for those mediums that I didn't think he had to go. I don't remember
40,
how many.
up 44
40,
laps.
yeah, something like that.
I-
And the first stint, people were already complaining about mediums, like at lap 20 or something like that.
Okay.
I s-
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he had a super stint on those. Like
Yeah, he
somewhere, I
did.
guess I missed. I don't know. Was there a safety car or something?
Yes, there was.
A
VSC.
VSC, Alonso's car basically like blew up.
Oh, that's where all
Yeah,
the free pit stops came from. I'm like,
it
how
was
did these
like
people all
Yeah.
change tires and yet the positions are the same?
yeah, lap 66 and 67.
Oh,
So I saw this on Reddit of all places today. So he was on the mediums for 44 laps, and there was only 2 laps from when he put them on to the end of the race where he went below 22s. Like he went slower than 22 seconds. And that was when the 2 safety cars were out.
wow.
Yeah, and
Must
I
be
think
flying.
yeah, I was gonna say I think he was hitting between a 22.3 and a 22.5 for almost all of those laps.
People look for every reason to discredit this guy, but like,
I know.
can you not see? Sure, you can have a good. I think it was Nicky Lauda quote. I was reading it this morning. He was like, um, about Red Bull when Seb won his championship,
Hmm.
and saying that like you can have a great car, sure, and Red Bull does have the best car, but what good is the car if Newey's driving it? Like you
I
still
agree.
have
Well,
to
look
have a
at Checo.
qualified race driver in it.
Yeah.
You have to compare them to their teammate. I feel because
Exactly.
like Checo has been the last 2 years since Checo's joined. There's been maybe 3 races where Checo's been better or equal to Max. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few where he's been close, but not really
Yeah.
the same level.
No.
And I do remember through the race too where Mercedes every once in a while communications would pop up between Mercedes and Lewis. The Mercedes pit was like, don't worry, the medium tires are gonna fall off.
Yes.
They fall
Yes.
off. Don't worry, Lewis.
Bono kept telling Lewis like, "Oh, they're gonna fall off. They're gonna fall off," and they
Yeah,
just never did.
makes me think of that Pablo Escobar meme of him just sitting on the swing, like Lewis waiting for the mediums to fall off.
Oh,
We're still waiting for them to fall off.
yes, we will be for a while. The hards though are predicted to be the best race tire though, surprisingly, and ended up being the worst.
Eight.
It's funny that
Yeah,
that's not the first time that's happened this season too.
Well, do
Like,
you think that maybe Max's medium tires lasted as long as they did because you didn't have to push them?
we may. I don't know if he was pushing because if I was watching the interval times between Max and Lewis, um, Max was still pulling time on Lewis, even with the hards. Like I looked after like the first 4 or 5 laps, usually when the hards like actually come in,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of the race, Max was still pulling time on him through the entire race. Whether it was a tenth, 3/10, 5/10, it was always something a lap.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's. I mean, maybe that's why they lasted so long. He didn't have to drive in dirty air. Like
Could have been, but
he
so was
was.
Lewis had the same situation though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he didn't have anybody in front of him. It was Max 14 seconds up the road.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like because he was on hards, if I remember correctly, right?
Who, Lewis?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Max
He-
pit. I don't remember. Was it before or after Lewis? Does anybody remember?
I'm
I don't.
I don't remember. That's why I'm saying. Like maybe if
That's
like
bad that you
Lewis,
don't
I know.
Not really. It just shows how boring that race was.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's all. I mean that's why I'm saying like if Max and Lewis both didn't have dirty air to drive in, right? Then what I'm saying is like the hard tire probably was the better racing tire. But if Max didn't have anyone in front of him for the entire time, or someone chasing him down, where he would have to pick up the pace or try to be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe that's why the tire lasted for so long.
I get what you're
Potentially,
saying, like not have to
yeah, I
make
do too.
defending moves and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He could just, you know, just basically hot lap for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, because, all the blue flag cars would just get out of his way. He didn't have to fight anyone.
Yeah.
But I do know GP, his race engineer, did tell him for the first couple laps just to take it easy. Those first couple laps, 22.4, 22.5, 22.4, 22.2, 22.3.
That was
But
him taking it easy.
that was him taking it easy. And then when he was told to ramp it up, he put in 22.1s like 4 laps in a row, a couple of 22.0s. Yeah, I don't know. I
It's a-
think I've been saying this since last season. I think if Max is a competitive car, even if it's the second or third best car, I think he has probably the highest chance of winning a championship that season.
I'd say.
It's a fair statement.
Yeah. Talent
I mean,
is
like,
talent.
yeah, look at last year. He had by far the second best car. By far the second best car.
Yeah.
And Mercedes were so far ahead, and he still had the championship one.
You pulled more out of that car than anybody expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, was the end of that race controversial? We'll never
All right,
know.
we're not going to become Sky TV and talk
No.
about this.
Yeah, I don't need no Ted Kravitz cancel culture on the very first
Yeah.
episode of the podcast.
I hope Ted doesn't get canceled because Ted's my favorite.
Yeah, I love him. Red Bull say they're going back to talking to him now, though. It was just for that weekend, making a statement.
just-
But like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's been a year.
It has been. It's over.
Yeah.
They're fine.
I don't know why they keep trying to bring back old wounds.
I agree.
Make
It
it
is what it
happen.
is. Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what
happened.
it is.
It's done. Move on.
Exactly. But that didn't stop Lewis from tweeting that photo of him and Alonso. Little thumbs
Oh
up.
yes.
That was hilarious. But like,
Oh,
I also
gosh.
don't disagree with Alonso's comments either. Like, hell yeah. When you're fighting an entire field worth of competitive cars in what Lucas said was clearly, or I think, well, you guys, I don't remember who said it already, clearly the second best car, and he
Yeah.
won a championship.
Yep.
And like,
Bailey said
on
it.
that last race note, Baku was why he lost the championship, not Abu Dhabi. Anyways, like, compared to racing nobody but your teammate and nobody else being within 10, 20, 30 seconds of you,
hmm
it's a difference in how much skill it took to do that.
Yes. Well, and it's not like there was races like Zandvoort example last season where Max was how far he finished 20 seconds ahead or something like that.
Yeah, 20,
I
30
think it
seconds
was.
ahead.
Yeah, in the second best car.
Mm-hmm. Like, if that's not a showing of skill,
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think Lewis is still
oh
very
yeah,
good.
no
Oh,
Very
doubt.
good.
The guy, again, still took skill to do what he did, but
Exactly. It also takes a little bit of the car as well.
exactly.
Not going to discredit that either.
That's why you don't see a Williams winning races.
Nope.
Just
Not
getting
yet.
that top in the speed trap every flipping practice.
Yep.
Yep.
It's the little wins though that you
Exactly.
get with that. It's the
What are they
little
going to
wins.
do now without the Nutella sponsorship?
Peanut butter.
Oh, true.
Jiffy. I don't know.
Get the car down the straightaway in a jiffy?
That
You are
was uncalled
hilarious.
for. That was uncalled for.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Did you guys see? I don't know if you guys are NASCAR fans. I'm
Potentially.
not.
I know what you're
Possibly.
talking about though. I already know what you're gonna say.
But did you see that video game move?
That was amazing. Like, what?
Have you seen the replay from like his dash?
Yeah,
I
He
have
dropped
seen.
it to fifth and floored it.
literally.
Yeah.
He's the
Rob-
first and only driver to use fifth on the entire weekend, and now he's got the lap record because of that.
Yeah. by like 2
Ross
seconds.
Ross Chastain, man. Did you guys watch the video of all the drivers commenting on it?
Yeah.
Yes. Joey Logano's was my favorite.
Oh my god. I feel so bad for the who's the guy that he took
Denny
out?
Hamlin.
Hamlin.
Yeah.
His radio hurt because he was
Yeah.
like, "Wow, that's amazing," but at the same time, he goes, "I what else could I have done?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we're out for that.
That's just pure defeat.
It is.
But yeah, like
But
what can you do?
yeah. I
Guy
was
just full
watching
sends it.
I was watching Joey Logano's post-race interview that they have with every driver in the media room, and I've never seen a 30-year-old get so giddy about something like that. And I mean, he had a smile on his face the whole time, and it wasn't even him. He was just sitting. He was behind it when it happened, and he's like, "It was the coolest thing I've ever seen in motorsport." He said, "But the door's open for every Truck Series, Xfinity Series, any series that goes to that track. It's open to. So now, I mean, there
But
has to be a rule put in place, in my opinion, and Joey Logano's opinion. But
I am glad you brought that up because I am iffy on if a rule should be put because you have to keep in mind this was special circumstances that this happened. Final race, like he had to do it.
get into the Final Four.
To get into the Final Four, like if he wasn't, I don't think if he was that close to those other cars, he would have done it.
Yeah.
Like there was just a lot of factors
Mm-hmm.
that led to that decision, and I don't think that's something that, like, let's say like a regular race during the regular season, that someone would potentially risk destroying their car to do.
Well, if it's a last lap, there's what's to worry about.
I know, but what I'm saying is like if it's a regular season race, like this was special circumstance. This was like to fight for the final championship, for the championship race.
It is, but say next year, same situation. There's two drivers looking to get into the Final Four. They need two positions. One of them's right behind the other, and they both do it
On the same track, or
Push
same
each other
track,
around
same
the
corner.
wall.
Exactly. Say so. You know that what was it? The catch fence gate.
yeah.
Say that was open, gets the front guy. I guarantee you, both those guys are dead.
Well, yeah,
I
because
think there's a lot more risk than there is reward.
Yeah.
correct. Which is
Not this
why,
time, but
which is why it's amazing that it happened, and
Mhm.
it brings up the conversation. It's just
Yeah.
because I see both sides to the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sadly stand on there might have to be a rule for that just because of, like you're saying, something's
Safety.
wrong or like
Yeah.
that catch fence gate is open. Boom. Done.
Yeah. And not only is that putting the drivers at risk, anybody who's in the stands behind them,
Oh yeah.
those cars are, I don't remember how fast he was going around that corner, but say he hits a non-moving object, parts of that car are going into the stands.
Oh man, that's a
Yeah.
given. That is a given. Everybody's going home with a souvenir. Some in their laps, some in their chest. But
Yeah, some are carrying their arm home.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just a bigger risk than it is road. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for it.
Mhm.
I think it's entertaining as hell. But I think just to save the sport and for safety reasons, I think it's better just to put a rule
No
against
wall
it.
ride rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Plus, I don't know any other track that would work at.
Okay, that's the other thing, right? I don't, because
Yeah,
my
maybe
buddy,
Bristol.
I have a buddy that works for NASCAR,
Mhm.
and we were having a conversation like this, and yeah, like that was one of the things. He's like, "Oh, this is like one of the very few tracks that this can happen because they're going so slow for the entire thing. Because you wouldn't put that
Yeah.
car into the wall going,
Full speed.
yeah."
Could you imagine if somebody did it at the Coliseum? The
Oh,
Vegas
man.
That'd be
race?
carnage.
Or no, what race was that? Which race is the Coliseum in? Is that Vegas or is that California?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember, but that track's the smallest track that these next gen cars have gone to.
Mm.
So
That'd be we're gonna see.
yeah, we will. We'll see what happens with that. What do we think?
I don't know. I don't think too much, but I think that the racing that's been going on is getting me super hyped for this season.
I think so too.
For sure.
That I can't wait for Tuesday. Monday's practice race is gonna be so like laser focused, hardcore. It's gonna feel
Yeah.
like Wednesday.
Monday's practice race is gonna be my rude awakening.
You know, I hated that
Lucas
all
isn't
last season.
This is so funny.
It's like, hello, this is what you're
Hated
doing
what?
now.
Yeah,
What'd you hate?
I don't know. I as much as I want to drive the Honda, that car and I are not on good terms right now.
you gotta drive something you're comfortable with, especially making that big of a division jump. Like you're coming from 4 to 2, no, or 3 to 2.
I mean, I drove the
4 to 2.
Honda
Wow.
last season. It's not that I'm not comfortable with it. I think it's just the specific setup, and I took like a 2-week break
Mm-hmm.
is not helping.
Fair enough.
So this weekend's gonna be setup testing and just putting a little bit more time on track than I usually have.
On that hashtag grind set for like the 16th time.
I think that's our key note for this episode is hashtag grind set.
If you listen to this podcast, make sure you go to
Go to the
one of
comments and
chats,
put hashtag grind set.
hashtag
Yeah.
grind set. Let us know you've listened.
Submit an admin help ticket and say hashtag grind set.
You got it.
Just piss off.
Oh man, I'm forming it right now.
Oh boy, not good. Start it off now. They're gonna be so confused if that actually happens.
But beyond that, I mean, you guys gonna watch the F1 race for Brazil?
Oh, you know it. I mean, what's the fight? Ferrari versus Mercedes? Is that about it? Maybe
Like-
Checo versus Leclerc?
You mean Mercedes versus whoever decides to be best of the rest, because Ferrari's gonna blow up.
Yeah, probably.
What? Where are the standings, real quick?
It's such a shame, man. Like, I'm an Aston fan because I don't know. I was never really big on F1, but I followed Red Bull for when Seb was driving, and then
Mhm.
Aston joined, and I'm like, all right, going over there. So yeah, but the Scuderia belongs at the top. Like that is F1 is when Ferrari's succeeding. It's missing.
See,
First
I'm a Red Bull fanboy. So
Red Bull.
RB baby.
Don't-
So something interesting I just noticed is that Haas is currently in front of AlphaTauri in the Constructors Championship by 1 point.
Yeah, man. AlphaTauri
What
has had
position?
a horrible. I think AlphaTauri's in 7th.
Oh damn.
Williams should be the only team behind them.
The only team that's like locked. Well, there's 2 teams. Is Red Bull in first and Williams in last.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that car. Like, you just put more downforce on it. Like,
You make it sound so easy.
Well, I mean,
But-
like,
but
adjust
budget.
the wing,
Yeah.
rake the suspension, basic stuff. But no,
They're
they
not
just
paid
keep going.
enough.
They just keep going for the top straightaway speed. Like, clearly that doesn't work.
That's why we're not paid to do it. Otherwise, we'd be too good at it.
That's true.
Yep.
So we're just innocent bystanders.
Oh, which reminds me, did you guys attend Jan Roderick's Science Corner?
Oh no, I did not.
Neither
What was
did I, but
doing?
I wanted to. I couldn't make
It
it.
was a long. What would we call it? Class session?
Probably class.
Session.
Session. We'll call it a session. I want to say he was in it for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's really cool that he's stepping up to do that. Like, guy's an
Yeah.
aerospace engineer. That's wild.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
is he really?
Yeah, he's an
I
aerospace
didn't
engineer.
know. I had no idea.
Yeah, he's taking time out of his day to, teach us how aerodynamics and car setup work and little things, and it's cool.
You know what's bad is that the day that came for Jan's thing to pop up, the little video on Twitter coincidentally came up of a hamburger in a wind tunnel. Aerodynamics of a hamburger.
Is that
Oh, no.
spawning a thought because of the aerodynamics of a cow picture used for the event?
Oh yeah. It was just so random. It's like I don't search for that stuff, and it just happened the day of Jan's event. There's a little video of a hamburger in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, it's like this guy's interested in the raw material aerodynamics, so let's show him the post-processing aerodynamics. After it's been stuffed into a little container and put on your barbecue, is it still aerodynamic? It's hilarious. I think I'm gonna
Basically.
find that video tonight.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you guys racing in the 24-hour endurance this weekend
I'm not.
or this
Sir,
weekend coming up?
it is next Saturday,
Yeah, the 12th of November.
starting at 5 o'clock in the morning, Eastern.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Hosted by Box 3, 24 hours of Spa. Sim Racing Alliance has got 5 teams showing up.
We
Yes,
love to see
sir.
it.
Catch your boy as part of the amateur team SRA Red. Got a pretty cool livery going.
And I will be with SRA Black in the pro division, driving the McLaren.
Poo car. We're driving the Aston.
Mm.
Mm,
McLaren
I heard
brakes.
that's
Where
an
are
easy
they?
car.
Still looking for him.
It's nowhere.
And
Yeah,
they're
still
with
looking for
Kimmy's
him.
steering wheel.
Gloves! Where are my gloves? Move! Give me my gloves.
I miss that man already.
I miss Kimmy, dude. I saw a video earlier. I don't know if it was like an anniversary video, but it was of when he was at crap. What team was he at before Ferrari?
Oh.
I can't remember the name. Was it Salvo?
Was Sauber right before Ferrari?
I think so. I don't remember whichever team it was. It was
I'm checking.
yeah, he won the race, and they were like, "We got the gap behind you. We got the gap in front." He goes, "Shut up! I know what I'm doing."
That race, yeah.
Yes.
McLaren?
Was it McLaren?
Yeah, McLaren was before Ferrari.
His first in that Ferrari or the second?
Good point.
Yeah, it was a while ago. That's all I gotta say.
If it was his first one, then McLaren.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Well, what do we think, boys? We think we got everything?
I think we covered all the bases and the crowd, the entertainment section, and the food.
There was food?
What? What food?
Who? Nobody told me there was food.
We're looking into it. Yeah,
Question?
no question. There is food.
Question?
Yeah, I think we caught it all. It's a pretty good showing for the first episode. Gonna hopefully do this weekly.
Yeah,
Try and bring
that's our
a
goal.
guest on next week would be nice.
Spice it up. Well, next
Would be
week
nice.
we will be doing this post first week race and post
Exactly.
track reveal.
Exactly. So there's going to be a bit more content, a little more SRA focused, but
yeah,
it's going to be a good one.
True. And going into the Brazil weekend.
Yeah.
For F1. So we're going to have lots to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Last note before we leave, and this is where we're going to end things. What is going to be the first wet race of the season?
Ooh. Oh, that's a toughie. Lucas, what do you think? Take a guess.
Indianapolis.
I
think that'll be my drop race.
It's Indy is coming.
Yeah, we
Indy
haven't
is
raced there
coming.
yet.
And I have a feeling it's either in the wet or at night. It's one of the
Ooh.
two.
I'm gonna guess Snetterton wet.
Yeah, I'm thinking small British track as well. They love
Yeah,
to pin us in a corner with those things.
they do.
I'll never forget
Typical
season
SRA
1,
track.
round 1, 50 cars Brands Hatch.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
It was a fun time, man.
That sounds horrible.
That doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, Josh, what do you think? Give us a track. You got to at least say one track.
Donington.
Donington, what?
Donington wet. Because everybody likes Donington.
Actually, I'm gonna change mine. I think I'm gonna
Okay.
change mine. I'm gonna change mine. I have a weird feeling we're going to have Misano or Italy or Imola.
Imola.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess Misano is gonna be the wet race, first wet race.
That would be a good one.
If Billy's allowed to change, I'm gonna change. Back
Alright,
to
change.
my original answer. Whoever has been asked, this is what I've been saying. The Nürburgring in the wet.
Nürburgring wet?
That would be
I definitely
spicy
think
too.
I definitely think we're gonna have Nürburgring this season, but I don't think it's gonna be. I bet you it's gonna be
Nighttime.
nighttime. Yeah, like I bet it's gonna be like second race nighttime.
Second race, nighttime.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's going to get to tell us how stupid we are after the reveal if we completely miss these. Or call
Yeah.
us all
Yep.
cheaters for giving out information. So
Exactly. We'll see. It's gonna be one of those.
we shall see.
Yeah.
And we'll see everybody next week.